And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Maybe you're celebrating a Bearcat sweep in baseball. Might as well go to Hail Mary's. They'll get you taken care of. They have 27 TVs, 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They have the DirecTV Sports package, so they'll stream everything that DirecTV offers. And Cincinnati Sports will always be on the 9-screen video wall. They're in Cheviot, located on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora district. They have brand new draft lines, brand new walk-in cooler, and of course, you can get your Cincy Light in an ice-cold 32.8 degree frosted glass. Hi, Aaron. How's it going, buddy?
I don't know. My internet's being weird, so we'll see.
We'll struggle through. We'll figure out a way. We always find a way to make it work. We are only 9 days away from 513 Day, Aaron. So just get that in your mind. Not this Tuesday, not in 2 days, but a week from Tuesday, 513 Day. 12 hours of nonstop UC sports coverage right here on the Bearcat Journal YouTube channel. Get fired up. Get fired up. A day after the BBP.
I'm excited.
I am.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun with it. I mean, even going back, it wasn't officially a 513 day, but even going back to our original subathon, it felt like a 513 day. Yeah. Truthfully, this feels like the third iteration, even though it's only the official second iteration.
Yeah. But it's our third marathon.
Yeah. Nothing quite prepares you for it. You get done with it, and you're like, it feels like a week has gone by.
Apparently Kelsey's not going to be here like after school. She's got something going on.
Great day.
Well, I'm going to be with the dogs. Like I'm going to have to tend to the dogs all day while we're also doing the marathon. But
just kennel them.
We'll make it work. Yeah. I don't have a kennel anymore. They're old. They're old now. They don't have.
Oh no! I mean, take them to a kennel. Yeah. You live in a city. Can't you get like a service app on your phone where you can get somebody to dog sit for the day?
Yeah. It's supposed to be my kid, but she's got something going on. I did want to send out some heartfelt condolences to Larry Henderson. He was the deputy sheriff that passed away on Friday after being struck by a car. He was one of the regulars on the sheriff's crew that works events at UC, and saw him around for many, many years, had a cordial relationship. I didn't realize it until today that's who it was when I saw the picture when they released it today, and I was like, oh, damn. Saw him every home football game for a long, probably a decade, if not longer. So condolences to his family. Just absolutely awful situation. Aaron, we don't do this a lot, but it is getting down to the nitty gritty, and baseball kind of had their backs against the wall going into this weekend. If they were going to make the NCAA tournament, if they were going to have a chance to be an at-large bid, they had to bow up. They had to make a stand, to plant their flag in Lawrence, Kansas, and they get the sweep. 3 big wins on the road, a huge jump in their RPI, and now they are in position. We are not the foremost authority on baseball here at Bearcat Journal. Tim Adams and Jeff Gentle do a great job with that on the Uke message board, and they have you covered there every step of the way, pillar to post all season long. And if you're new here, JP Sponseller, Road to Omaha podcast, is now also a member of the BCJ family. So you can get all your baseball information there Thursday night at 8 o'clock. If you're jumping on the bandwagon and you want to know what's going on with the Cats, make sure you check out JP on Thursday night. He should have a host of good stories from this weekend because he was in Lawrence take in the festivities. I couldn't get in contact with him today. I was hoping he could join us and fill us in on what the weekend is like, but you'll have to wait till Thursday for that. Not a
He's holding
deal.
out. He knew what you were up to. He's holding out for his show.
Well, we would have promoted his show. That was the whole point. But he lives in Colorado, so I'm guessing he was traveling back to Colorado after the game, so weren't able to touch base. But Aaron, 3 huge wins. Cincinnati has now moved into 7th place in the conference. They are 13-11 on the season. They are 1 game in conference play behind Kansas State, and the league has typically been a 6-bid league. Right now, Cincinnati sits at 7th, and the final regular season series of the season is coming up against Kansas State in a couple weeks. So steamrolling, Aaron, towards the postseason. And you got to give these guys credit. We went through this last year, Aaron. Jordan Bischel's teams tend to play strong to the end of the season.
This is the first sweep of a ranked opponent since 2000. So kudos to the baseball Bearcats for that. As Kansas was number 25 going into the weekend. Can't imagine they'll be number 25 after this weekend.
Maybe the Bearcats will be.
Also, they have 6. They've won 6 games against nationally ranked opponents, the most since 2000 as well. So they are having really the best season statistically since maybe 2025, maybe. That all said, I'm sorry, since 2000, 25 years later. Sorry, I was mathing in my head and also trying to come up with my next talking points. I believe Kansas had only lost 3 games at home this season before this weekend.
Yeah.
I think that was the number. And now they sit at 15-9 in the conference, 36-13 overall. But losing 3, getting swept at home, like the Bearcats really did the unimaginable. I mean, that's a crazy
won
thing.
9 in a row. 9 in a row. They're on a 9-game winning streak.
Maybe the craziest game was Saturday when you win in extras 18-14. Carrington Cross goes 5 of 7 with 3 home runs, 10 RBI, just playing out of his mind. I believe he's batting over 400. I didn't see what he did today to get the win, but I know after yesterday he was batting over 400. I'd imagine he's still lingering somewhere around that 400 mark, which is bananas. But he might very well be a look. There's been some decent names that have come out of Cincinnati. He might be the biggest name to come out of Cincinnati in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean we're still in the heart of the matter. Sorry, still in the heart of the matter as he's putting together an incredible season, but there ain't been a whole lot that have done what he has done. I mean, you would have to think, Aaron, he doesn't really have the home run numbers per se, although you get 3 in a game, that jumps you up into that conversation a little bit more.
Sure.
But you have to think he's in the conversation for Big 12 Player of the Year. And he has consistently done it. And he's consistently been clutch in games that they've needed him to have a big showing. He stepped up. And look, man, 5 for 7, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs in a game like that with backs against the wall and needing to keep alive the chance for a sweep, and then to come up and get the big hit in the top of the 10th on Saturday, which just propelled this team into a dominant performance today. I mean, just incredible what he's been able to do. And it's been like this since they opened the season against Duke.
Yeah, he also set in that game with the 3 home runs and 10 RBI, set single game school record with 10 RBI, tied the single game school records for home runs and total bases with 14. He's just trying to see his other stats here. I don't know. He's having a stellar season, and you'd hope that his name was certainly up there for Big 12 Player of the Year. I think National Player of the Year is probably entirely too lofty.
No,
but
he's not having that. I mean, he's having a great year. He's not having that great of a year, but he's been awesome.
Yes.
Interesting question I'll pose to you that was presented to me last night. Somebody said biggest, most dominant performance since Kenyon's triple-double. And I said, I don't know about that. There's been some really good ones. I took
make it through this one.
Water.
You can make it through this one. My goodness.
Trey Scott, 20-20, jumps out as a pretty crazy one. So somebody brought up Gunnar Kiel going 15 for 15 for almost 400 yards and 5 touchdowns against UCF. That one was pretty legend. I think people forget, because it didn't end right, what type of run Gunnar had in the middle of his career here. He was awesome for a little while.
Wasn't there one where a backup quarterback came in and went off for like
Hayden Moore threw for 500 yards in 3 quarters against Memphis? That one was up there. That one was up there for sure. Steve Logan outscoring Southern Miss by himself. That one gets consideration. That you know.
And I get all that. I do. And while football and basketball are their own things, and those are certainly worth the conversation, hitting a ball 5 times in a game out of 7 times, and 3 of them going over the wall is, I just think that's an incredibly difficult task at any level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And not to diminish any of those other games, but 20-20 is, by comparison, I know that's really good. Don't get me wrong.
The 20 points happens enough that it's not right. There's not many 20 rebound games. Like, we celebrate a guy getting like 11, 12, 13. Like, man, he was a monster on the glass today. Trey Scott getting 20 in a game.
I understand.
That's busting your ass.
Well, and West doesn't play a guy over 30 minutes anyway, so I don't know if we're going to see 20 ever again while he's here. But
that was Brandon. But yeah,
I understand. That said, like I said, I mean, Steve Logan outscoring a whole team.
Pretty good.
But again, that's a team effort. I think to get 3 to clear the wall, hitting a ball is still impressive to me, and to do it 5 times in a game in clutch situations because you have runners on base, and to clear the wall 3 times, man.
I mean, it's incredible. I'm not taking away from. I mean, it's up there with the best. To do something in baseball that puts you in the conversation with these great performances in football and basketball means you had a day. You had yourself a damn day.
We also have been agreeing far too much lately, so I think that I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to baseball here, and you can go off and do whatever you want to do.
Well, no, the question was best performance since ... Okay. Best performance since Kenyon's triple-double. That was we're not picking what the best performance was. Okay. We're saying what are the other great performances since Kenyon's triple-double.
Well, then I think the most recent of those that we've mentioned would probably be Hayden Moore, right? Or Trey Scott in the 2020. But before that would be Hayden Moore, yeah.
Somebody mentioned Marty's game against Pitt in the, Pike to Ben's game. I think people forget that it was
Marty,
more like Pike to Ben's gets
Marty got them into that situation.
They were only there because Marty went out of his skeleton for 25 minutes of that game.
God, he talked to us longer than that.
We could have watched that whole game. Like, we could have just played it on a screen. Somebody could have got their laptop, logged in, and just put that up and played it like on mute. And
with commercials and halftime.
Yeah. That's how long Marty
Maybe that's the most impressive performance.
You're right.
4 questions in 2.5 hours.
Aaron, maybe we should have Marty co-host 513 Day. He'd come on here and talk for 12 hours.
You aren't lying.
All right. Great job for the baseball Bearcats. They keep it rolling this week at Old Dominion and then stay on the road this coming weekend against TCU. That'll wrap it up for us. We'll see you tomorrow night for the BBP. This is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!